Evidence against pure legend, from manuscripts to embarrassing details. First, manuscript evidence, for example, P4, P75, Codex Sinaiticus, P66, and historical evidence, for example, Papias, Justin Martyr, Irenaeus, Muratorian Canon, Clement, Tertullian, show consistent naming of the four Gospels, making it unlikely these were names simply added to legends later on. While not all Gospels were written by direct eyewitnesses, a fact that adds credibility, this increases the probability the authors relied on eyewitness accounts. Second, the Gospels contain many undesigned coincidences, subtle details between the independent accounts that naturally complement each other in ways far more plausible for eyewitness testimony than for later fabrications. John clarifies why James and John are called sons of thunder in Mark, explains the green grass and large crowds in Mark through his reference to the Passover festival, and provides context for Mark's mention of Jesus destroying and rebuilding the temple in 3 days. Luke explains why James and John were mending their nets when Jesus called them in Matthew, why crowds waited until evening to bring the sick in Matthew, how the discussion inside Herod's palace was known in Matthew, why Jesus specifically asked Philip where to buy bread in John, the mighty work at Bethsaida mentioned in passing in Matthew, and why Pilate declared Jesus not guilty in Luke, despite his admission to kingship. Mark accounts for the post-transfiguration tell no one command in Luke. Third, the Gospels contain historical precision. Paley outlined 41 confirmed facts in the New Testament. Blomberg outlined 59 probable facts in John, plus archaeological and/or historically documented discoveries concerning Archelaus, Caiaphas, and Annas' dual priesthood, scourging, cross-carrying, Jacob's well, Bethsaida pool, Philip, earthquakes at Jesus' death, and Jesus' brother James further support the Gospels. Fourth, names. Scholars such as Bauckham and Luc van de Wege have demonstrated through onomastic congruence patterns that the Gospels contain names expected to be found in first-century Palestine to an extent greater than anything found in any secular works. The apocryphal Gospels don't even come close. Fifth, we have multiple Gospels, multiple attestation, and multiple literary forms, for example parables, pronouncement stories, sayings, and so on, in the Gospels, making it more likely key repeated messages are authentic to the historical Jesus. For example, Kingdom of God at hand. Female witnesses, Jesus' divine self-understanding. Sixth, Jesus' favorite name for himself in the Gospels, Son of Man, was not widely used in the New Testament epistles or early church, making it likely the historical Jesus used this title for himself. Moreover, the Gospels lack a focus on issues present in the early church. For example, circumcision debates, spiritual gifts, leadership requirements, food for idols, widows, unbelieving spouses, festival keeping, making it unlikely these words are early church fabrications detached from history. Next, geographical precision. In an era where Google Maps did not exist, the Gospel of Thomas mentions Judea once, but no other location. The Gospel of Judas names no locations. The Gospel of Philip names Jerusalem 4 times, Nazareth and Nazareth once, and the Jordan once. Meanwhile, Matthew refers to 90 places, towns, regions, bodies of water, other places, and so on. Mark 60, Luke 99, and John 76. Williams, 2018. The Gospels also contain unusual customs, such as hymns at Passover, priests and clubs, tearing clothes for blasphemy, all also reflected in Jewish literature. Finally, the Gospels contain embarrassing details you wouldn't expect fabricators trying to gain influence to include: a humiliated, crucified Messiah, women as first resurrection witnesses, Jesus calling followers evil, Jesus' forsaken cry and not knowing the day of his return, rebuking Peter as Satan, calling Gentiles dogs, Peter's denial, and doubting Thomas.